Hello, welcome to Emmy the Analyst channel today. Okay, today's report will be analyzing a daily sales report for a company. It is a gas company and they have daily sales like you can see in the report we have here. So every sheet has report for each day and we have over 100 sheets. That was how the client sent the data for us to analyze. So as you can see, it contains the price per liter, the kg that was bought, then the price. This price is the fixed price multiplied by the kg. That's what gives us this, and we have the method of payments. So now we are asked to bring this together. So what the client wants to see is that how a dashboard where you can be able to toggle within each day to see, okay, what is the total revenue for that day, what's the total kg sold, what was the average price per liter for that day, what was the average kg sold, and then all of that, then the trends. So we'll start creating the report right now. If you are new here, kindly subscribe to my channel, check out my previous videos, like this video, and send in your comments. We'd like to know what you like to learn. By the end of this report, our report will look like this. We have a daily sales report from the 25th of August, April to the 9th of July 2025. Then we have the overall sales made. Then this is the sales made by the date selected. This is the overall revenue, overall kg sold, overall price per kg. Then this is the number of sales for the day selected. If I select it on that day, you will see the changes and the change to the previous day. The same thing applies here. Total revenue for this day, total kg sold for this day, total average price per kg for this day. As you can see, now we can see that it's a neutral movement here. It's a drop. Now let's check previous days. Also, I could select. Now I'm seeing total revenue trend per month here. Now we have. I could actually select total kg sold per month here, and it's for every other thing. I have dynamic headers. Total revenue per month here. Total kg sold. I could see. So you can see the highest is highlighted green. So also payment method. The default payment method is selected. So I could select orders alone. I will see the trend for orders. For POS, I could see the trend. Then the day too. Which day has the most sales in the week? For order sales, one that has cash. Then transfer. Then holding my control, I can select more than one. As you can see, select 3. So we're going to have this report by the end of this class. Okay, the first thing I did for this video was to combine all of the sheets. Now, first of all, this data collection method was very wrong. It is not scalable. We are dealing with like 3 years. This wouldn't work. 4 years, 2 years. This becomes too clumsy. You get it, it becomes too clumsy and it becomes tiring. But I thought about a better option to gather the data, and one of the first things I had to do was to gather the whole data together in a sheet. So I created a new sheet. Now it's quite a lot of work. What did I do? I first of all copied the heading. I stopped at method of payment because we have the price per liter, I have the kg, or price per kg, I have the kg, I have the price, which is this multiplied by the kg, then the method of payment. I will not add the total, that's again. Good. So the next thing I need to put here is the date. I'll create a new column here and set dates. So one thing I'm going to do is to clear formats. Good. And you just need the bare. So I remove this fixed. Good. So the dates now, it's this dates. Just copy this and paste. I could actually paste value. Good. Make it a short date. Now this works. So I have to do this for each and every sheet, right? Each and every sheet. That's quite a lot of work. And based on this is one of the best. That's one of the best options we have, especially if you don't have the most recent Microsoft 365 software on your system, on your computer. But there's a better route with it. That's if you have the function called VSTACK. I don't have it here, but I'll show you how it works on my Google Sheets. Now let's navigate there. Hello, okay, for just a quick demo, I copied the data for 4 days so that we could check out how to use the VSTACK function. So I have an extract sheet here that I'll be using. So first thing I want to do is I want to insert the date because it will help me track what day this data fall under. So first of all, I'm going to add new columns to the left. Sorry. Yes, column to the left. Simply for all the sheets. So after doing this, I'm going to give it a heading dates. So I will just reference this value. So I would lock it F4, then it's a short date. So I click so to fill up plus fill it. So next thing I'm going to do is just to copy this so that the formula is referenced there. So basically you can see that it's referencing to this date. Okay, good. So the next thing I want to do is to copy each and every one of them using the VSTACK function. I use the VSTACK function and the VSTACK appends ranges vertically, as you can see, and that is what we're trying to do. So but my range 1 is from my sheet 1. I'll press the comma to move to the range 2. Now here I wouldn't copy the header, I will just copy from here. The same thing applies here. I will ignore the header. Then the last one is the sheet 4. So I'll close the brackets. Good. I have all the data inserted with just a formula, VSTACK, instead of copying one after the other. So what I'm going to do now is, so I'm going to highlight everything, copy and paste as value. So now we have our values ready to go. So using the VSTACK, this is how it's done. So I'll move back to our Excel sheet. Now we don't have the VSTACK function here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video and copy each and every one of them. Then I'll come back. Okay, so now I've been able to copy each and every one of them into one sheet. We have over 1,500 data across the several months. So now we are going to work with this. So this will be our data. So ideally, this should be how the data should be collected. So going forward, all they have to do is to come down here, put the new dates, put the unit price, put the kg bought, then add this is multiplied by this gives this. So then the method of payment. So one thing I can do here is to freeze the pane under view, just freeze pane. Okay, so that's, I could see the heading even while I'm still scrolling down, so it helps to keep track of what I'm working with. Okay, now for your information, we could do this with Power Query, but because of the structure of the data, my next video I will show you how to combine different sheets using Power Query. But for the sake of this course, we just go on with this. So the next step for us now is I'm going to open a filter pane for this table. So to open that is Control Shift L. Control plus Shift plus L. Open this filter pane, or you come home and click here. So under here, you can just toggle it on here. Good. I'll also do some data cleaning. First of all, check my dates. So this is an indication that my dates are properly gathered. No errors in the dates. Now the prices are between 1,100. This is the price range for the price per liter. Then the kg bots, the prices, okay. Then method of payments. Now we could see a lot of discrepancies here. You could see this cash, Nero, paid, POS, transfer, cash, blank, right? Now I'm going to do some data cleaning here. So I will create a new column. I call it mode or payment mode, right? The first now to do is to remove all the white spaces from this cache. Let's get out this place where it has this cache hidden. So it's just one. I'm just going to remove that white space. So that's done. So the next thing I'm going to work on is I want to have a standardization across board. Okay, method of payment. I just want cash, POS, transfer, and orders. Yeah, let me say orders. So it's either cash, POS, transfer, or orders. So anything, all blanks will be orders, all paid will be orders, all nil will be orders. So one way for us to do that is to equal to, I could use the if statement or switch. let me use the if this equal to return cash if it's transfer, return transfer, if return POS, else return orders. So just double click this down crossboard. Now we'll see, let's have a check, basic check. So for the blanks orders, we'll see for the blanks orders for narrow orders. So there's one that I would like to work on, this transfer and cash. Let's make it transfer just to have a standard across board. Good. Now we have just this, and we have this also, right? So we are getting there. Now we need to standardize our data across board. We have method of payment, which is just, so one thing I could do also copy out of this and paste as value here, right? So I could delete this, just rename the column payment mode, then this should be price per kg, this will be kg, this will be total price, right? Okay, we are getting there. Now the next point of action I want to do is to insert, bring in some dates. Okay, bring in some time intelligence, like the day it was bought, the day name, the month name, and probably quarter. Okay, so I'm gonna have the day name, the month name, the year, the quarter. Let's have like 5 new columns. So basically I want to get out the year, I want to get out the months, I want to get out the day, get out the quarter, and okay, let's work with this for first. This need for extra will create. Now how do I get the year for this? From the last video, the function called here for this. So remember, when this is showing, all you have to do is also make it general, then double click, flash fill it. Then the months, remember from the last video also using the text function, let's make it short months. Now, how do we know we're on track? Now we'll see December, January, July, June, May, right? Today, let's keep out this quarter for now. There's need for it, we'll come back to it. Okay, so we have our data now. Now creating the reports will be the next thing to do. Now first of all, I want to convert this to a table. I'll Control plus T. My table has an header. Okay, good. So this is officially a table, as you can see here. So I'll have to rename the table as sales. Now the next thing I want to do is to create a new sheet for calculation. A new sheet for dashboard, where I'll have my dashboard. Calculations will contain all calculations that I need to carry out for the reports. From this table now, I'll be inserting a pivot table. So I want it in the calculation sheet. So the first thing I want to calculate is the total revenue, which is the price. So I'll call this total revenue. Okay, just to make it cleaner, I'm going to insert some space on the top. Now for the sake of what I want to achieve, daily sales, I'm going to insert a slicer. I'm going to insert my slicer. For the dates. Good. So, and I'll select a date. So remember, one thing I'm going to do also is to put in the percentage change from the day selected to the previous day. So we'll have that also. But still working on this. Let's have the total number of sales that was carried out. I will use the dates, the count of dates. So you will see that 15 sales for this day, had 3 sales. I'll do the same thing for average or total kg sold. Total kg sold. So I have that as total kg sold. Then also I'll show I want to see the average price. Okay, this actually should be this total kg sold, while this is average price per kg. So I will change it to average. Okay, we're getting there. So we'll see on a daily basis. So another thing I want to do is to have the date that I selected. dates that I selected. Selected dates. So let me correct this as average price per kg. Selected dates. Well, this would be dates. Sorry, under the rules. Good. So you see, this date is very important. I'll be using it to have the change. Okay, I can actually bring it on top. So that's just a yeah. Good. The next thing I want to do is to show. I want to see the total revenue by payments method. Yeah, something like this. So each of the days to see. So I'm going to hide the grand total. So I right click under the pivot table options. Under total, I'll check these two. Okay, good. So the next thing I want to get is the same thing. So this is revenue payments method. So this will be so I could actually add it up here. The kg to that kg. So we'll see the so I'll add it here as revenue and total kg payment method. Okay. So last thing we'll add here is the year, the trend, the year and 2 months. Okay, total price and total kg. Now for this, I'm going to for this slicer, I'm going to connection. I'm going to remove the last table. Let's see. Good. Yes. I don't want it to affect all of this. So this on its own should be so I'll move the year. So the next thing I'm going to do is to rearrange this to suit what I want to achieve. So I'll move this up May. So I need December, January, May, June, July. So July should be moved to the end. Good. So something like this. Okay. Okay. So I think we have what we need already. So the next important thing that we want to have next is the changes. Now basically I already have the dates. Maybe also remove the total here. Okay. Now the first thing I want to do is to reference these values out. So basically, I'm going to use XLOOKUP for this instead of referencing, just referencing itself, because some of the days doesn't have transfer. So I would rather choose to use XLOOKUP lookup values. So looking up for this from here. So before that, I will need to unlock this, then return this. Yes, return 0. So good. So let's see. So those doesn't have any value, showing 0. So that's all I want to achieve. Okay. So the same thing we do here. I'm just going to paste the link here. So this is sales trend by months, year. So let's see what we have here. And here also. Okay, so selected date is this. So the previous date, let's get the previous date, is this -1. Good. So now we're going to get the total revenue for this previous dates. So for the revenue, I'll be using the sum if. Sum if. First of all, the range I'm looking at is this date range, right? Now the criteria is this. Unlock it. The sum range is the total price. Right, so that's all. Close my brackets. Good. I've gotten it. So let's check it out. We could see it's working. Okay, because 28 is 32,000. So 29th previous is now 32,000. So we've gotten this correctly. So the same principle will apply for this number of sales. For the only changes we'll have here is rather than total price, dates. Now to count if the dates, this is it. So I'm just going to remove this. Oops. So let's check it out. Okay, so this is correct. For the packages, so this principle So all we do is just to make this kg. Let's confirm. Good. Okay. Average price today also. So this will work. This. So I'm gonna call this price per kg, but it's gonna be the average if. Average if. Good. So let's be sure we have this correctly. Okay. So let's confirm. Now we're having some place where it's giving us error. So for something like this now, I'm going to add if error I want to return is zero. Let's check this out. Okay. Okay, the reason why we're getting these errors is because there's a day in between the two. So we will not dwell too much on that. So let's work on this that we have. Okay, so this is a previous revenue, previous day revenue, previous day sales, previous day kg sold, and previous day average price. So to get our percentage change is equal to this minus this divided by this. Now put this in percentage, 2 decimal places. Now let's check. Let's just copy. So we'll do some formatting, but on the dashboard for this. So we'll go to the dashboard. So I want to first of all prepare the page. So one thing I want to do here is to edit my dates to show in a format that is readable. I will use the month here. That should work. Let's check it out. Okay, so I prefer this format. It's more understandable. So now going back to my calculation, I'm going to refresh my page under data. Refresh all. Good. Now my slides are updated to a more readable format. So under my dashboard, I'll have a heading here, which should probably read daily sales reports. But let me have the head here completed here. Daily sales reports. Right? Now the next thing I want to do here is to get my minimum dates, the maximum dates, so that I could do a range equal to the mean so then this should be the max, right? So let's put them in this format. We select this all good. So we see the minimum days and the maximum days. So as value is updating, this changes too. So for this, I want to make it dynamic, equal to daily sales reports from account. So I will have the text function for this. I want to show like this. So I have to lock this too. Just copy this. Now this is what we have. Okay, the mm to be 3 M's. Okay, so this will be my heading. Let's call it title. So for the dashboard, just also this. So the font right 30. Let's make it 25. So it's kind of dynamic. As the date is changing, this also changes. So underline. The next thing I want to put my KPIs. First of all, I want to see total sales or number of sales rather. Number of sales. I want to see total revenue. I want to see total kg sold. I want to see the average price per kg. So basically, my number of sales will be this, right? Total revenue will be this. Total kg sold will be this. Okay, so I could show the let me put this. So still do some editing. So for now, leave it like this. Okay, from calculation, set it there. So what's happening? Okay, come back to that. Now, percentage change of sales is this. This is this. Okay, it appears these two are having the same percentage change, which is understandable. So I probably will go for this, just shoot for this. So I want to bring it in the front. So now these two, I want to give them conditional formatting, new rule, and formula, or rather let's use this, then manage rules. Okay, I think this box, but let's manage rules and see what we have. These rules. Okay, I want from 50% green, I want 0 to 50% yellow, then below 0 is red. Okay, this will work. Next thing I want to show is I can actually show so I want to create an opportunity to have okay, first of all selected. Okay, so I want to be able to toggle between total price and kg, total price and kg. So I'm just going to create a selected text here. So total revenue, total kg. So I put it in my slicer. Copy, paste. Okay. Now this. So let me do some quick formatting for the slicer. Now this should be showing red, so let's check it by showing green and red. Manage rules. Now let's make it number. This should be 0.5. This should be 0. So it should work. screen to create a chart. Okay, I'll insert it from here. So I want to insert this cash up here. So this is total revenue, total kg sold, right? Same thing applies here. Payment or payment method. Yeah. Okay. Now when we start here, data validation. Under data validation, we want a list. The source will be from here. And okay, package source. It's alright then, right? So now, whatever is selected here should reference cell C16. Unlock it. So total revenue is selected, right? Let's confirm. We switch to packages, so it's changed already. So I want to bring in the value either total kg sold or total revenue. Yeah. So I will use the X lookup. I'm looking up for this from this. Return this. Let's check out something up. Good. So let's select total revenue. See that it's changed itself. That's what I want to achieve. So I'm going to create a chart with this and this. Sats basic. Yeah, this is good. So I'm just going to cut it, paste it dashboard. Sales trend like this. So first of all, I'll remove the grid line. Okay, grid lines. Vertical axis, introduce data labels, and yes, this they wouldn't. I don't want any border there. So formats, no outline. Good. Sometimes. So select this. Okay, so one last thing we're going to do is the header. On this header, so all I will just do is and can say total revenue and by months just say trends by month here. Okay, so now I have to look up for so for the header, just do this and trend by months here, something like this. So this is my header. So I'll first of all delete the header, then I'll insert text box. Now this text box will reference my new header. Something like this. Now I will drag this down. So that's basically so on track. So for this, I'm just going to give it fill that I can know something there. White text. Okay, so like this. Okay. And here, select metrics. So we'll see the revenue trends. So another chart I want to show is the same thing applies for this. The same thing here. And I'll put this value from here. So the correction I'm going to make here is this should show 0 when so I'm going to draw a chart. It's 2 cells. So we arrange this like this. Another thing that I would like to show is this. So I'll do for day name like we want. So I want to see which day has the most sales. Yes.
So I'm going to edit my slicer. Now modify this. The whole slicer, the fill, no color, the border, no font, automatic. Okay. Then this selected item with data. I need a fill. I need this fill. This color fill. Border. I need a border. Probably a light green border. Then the font should be white. The size of 10. Okay. Another item with no data. The same thing. Font should be white, 10 size. Automated data should be no color, no border. Font should be automatic. So let's check this out. So I'm going to select this. Let's check for this. I need to work on that. Let's check it again. Okay, see, select it, but the field is not showing. So let's check why that's happening. I want the field to show. Let's go back. Good. Figure that out. So now what I'm going to do next is the text has to be white. Good. Mission accomplished. Have what we wanted. So let's edit the over. Okay. I think got what I wanted. And also let me first of all add text box. I want to show
So one thing I'm going to do for this report is I'm going to make sure that I have it on the page. So I will bring it up to the page break preview. So I'll get to see my page arrangement. Okay, so let's make it landscape. Okay. Let's reduce the scale. And I want to go lower than, I think 80 is fine, so I have to look for something to reduce. Good. So now I think I have some space underneath. Let's check. Let me hide this. Then next thing I'm going to put a thick border around it. Home and a thick border. Now let me show you why this is important. If I should print, you notice that everything is going to enter a page, and that is what we're trying to achieve. Everything is entering a page, and that's the goal. So we could work around this. The another thing I could do was the margin, make it narrow. Okay, so now I could increase this. For this report, I'm going to do some adjustments. I would insert the total revenue, overall sales, overall number of sales, overall kg sold. Okay, so because of the update I want to make on this report, I'm going to structure the arrangement. Also, I would give it the new name, so I'll reference this to reference the heading from here, number of sales. you could see. So I select a new date, it's changing. So the next thing I want to do, increase this. Also, I will add a pivot table for total revenue without taking note of the slicer. So on my slicer, I'm going to remove the 13, 14, 15. So let's check. Okay, we'll see the overall revenue, the overall sales done, then the overall kg sold. So I'm gonna bring it out to the dashboard right now. Okay. So I don't want this. Let's delete it. I don't want this. So this would reference number of sales, overall sales made. Wow. I'm gonna merge center this. But this will reference this. Right. So I'll come back to editing that. So the same thing I will do here. Copy. So another thing that we're going to do is I'm going to bring this date somewhere else. Now let me show you why. If I select today's, I could see from here that this 2 is showing. So what if I'm to select more than 2 days? There's going to be an error. So I'm going to copy this, bring it to a place without that I could have it all the way down. This I have more than 1 day selected. So, but basically we're going to be selecting 1 day. Now, one last thing I'm going to do is to have the highest method of payment here highlighted. Okay, I'll open the calculation under method of payments. Which is this. So first of all, I want to get the first thing I'm going to do. Okay, let me select a day that has orders. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is to get the max. What are the max of this value? How do I get the max? I'm going to put it right here. Maximum value is equal to the max of everything I have here, right? That's it. So I'm going to do something like equal to, if this is equal to this, lock it, return this, lock it also, else return 0. So I'm gonna drag down. You see. So I'm not going to add this chart to this. So I would from here select data. Okay. So from this I will add this. So, max value. This. Okay, so max value. Okay, let's check it out. Now we have this, so I'm going to edit, change that type. The max value, I'll make it secondary, then it's gonna be a like this. Yes. Okay, now I'll delete this. Now the max value is showing a data label, so I'm going to delete that data label. So I'll click on data label. Data label to select all the data labels and delete it. So let's check what happens. As you can see, we're able to select the highest. So now I want to make this red to be green. We could do the same thing here and here also. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so we've been able to finish up with this report. Now I did something quickly. I updated, just this. I updated my reports. Previously we had about 1,564 sales recorded. Now let's check. I added up to 4,000. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to refresh. Now before I refresh, I'm going to do some adjustment to my calculation sheet, like preparing this place just to add some spaces. That's, I can have more space under there. Then what else? I think, okay, I think with that we're good to go. Okay, let's refresh. On that data, I'll refresh all. Yes, good. We could see changes have been made, and we now have more dates. I will see where we are starting from. Okay, seems to be something wrong with the dates. Let's check the max dates. Okay, this date seems to be wrong. Let's code again. The max here. So I'm going to highlight everything. Close the brackets. Good, it's updated. Let's check what we have on the dashboard. Good. Now I'm going to update my month here because some new values have been added. So under the calculation, we could see here that some new month have been added. So what I will just do, I'll just copy everything I have here and paste as link, right? Then I will this XLOOKUP, I would edit it to show for all of this. Then also let me just put comma separator. Then the same thing I'll do here. So for the max value too, the max value is referencing this, good, and this is referencing this, good. So let's check our dashboard. Now we'll need to update this select data. This horizontal, we'll edit it. Rather select this. Okay. Then for revenue, I would select. Now I'm going to put everything I have there and select everything I have here. Okay. So let's check. Okay. Then the max value. Okay, good. So I have my data updated. So as you are adding up under the sheets, you are refreshing and adjusting your calculation sheet, dashboard 2 is adjusting. So I believe you've learned something from the video. Kindly leave a comment section for anything, any question, and what would you like us to look out for the next video. Thank you very much.